Now, for more on ride-sharing services in China, I'm joined by tech entrepreneur Eric Schiffer. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good to see you.
Now, Eric, let's start with the nuts and bolts of this $35 billion deal. You have Didi Chuxing, Uber, the customers, the drivers, investors. Who's really getting the best out of this deal?
Well, look, I think Didi did extremely well because they got these guys off the playing field. And this was a competition for them, even though they have really dominated much of China. I think also there's a big advantage here to Uber. And one of the biggest advantages is they no longer have this cash bleed. I mean, they are literally and have been burning millions and millions of dollars just in a trash can, lighting it on fire. That's gone now in China. And look, it gives them opportunities for a lot of other services, many other services that they can sell, which will give them far more in the end. I think it's a smart deal for them.
So as they expand their reach, then what does this move mean then for investors in both companies?
Well, I think investors win, especially that have invested into Uber with respect to China, because you're not going to see the burn. And that's a good thing for them. Certainly, Didi has won. They've taken out their biggest rival. They've knocked them out of the playing field. So that's huge. The investors there have realized what is now a monopoly for them, big opportunities.
Now, a lot of people are wondering about the timing of the merger. What's the significance of making this move now? Is it just about stopping that bleed of money that you're talking about?
I think that's a piece of it. There also are a lot of new regulations that are coming out, regulations that I think would make it even harder for Uber to compete. So this was a good time. If you're going to get out, now's the time to get out because of that factor.
Now, being how large now Didi is growing, what about concerns over the market monopoly with this deal? How valid are they?
Well, I think that's very valid. I think you're going to have what is a major monopoly in China, but that's okay. I mean, certainly they have won the opportunity to do that. There will likely be some other people that try to get into it at a later point, but Didi has a strong foothold. They've figured out how to do localization. They've figured out how to outmarket and really outplay Uber, who has been considered to be this hyper-aggressive, really smart operator. So you got to give them, the accolades that they deserve. It's a well-executed company.
And speaking of strategy, you also have Didi investing $1 billion in Uber. So with that, Didi now owns a stake in basically all its potential major global competitors. So how does this latest move then play into their global expansion strategy?
Well, I think that it gives them the ability to be in the game as they expand. So it gives them also competitive intel. It gives them a lot of insight into what's working, what's not, but it's a smart move overall.
Now, the Chinese government recently released measures legalizing what had been essentially a gray area when it comes to how they govern these ride-hailing services. So with that change, how does that affect the outlook for the market?
Well, I think what it does is it gives the home field advantage to Didi. It does, because now these foreign companies that are trying to get in, it makes it more difficult. You have to be able to, you can't take a ride at a loss anymore. You've got to be able to make money. There are a lot of other regulations that favor the home team. And so, that's going to help a company like Didi, and it has. I think that's one of the major reasons, maybe not the whole reason, but it's one of the major reasons that they made this deal. Certainly, Uber saw the writing on the wall, and they got out.
And just lastly, Eric, as we look at some of the main reasons why companies like Uber, Google, and eBay struggle to really get an early major foothold in the Chinese market, what would you say are the real takeaways there?
I think that you have to really, really be good. Many companies have tried to do it. You really have to be good because there's already a spirit of patriotism with respect to companies. And if you're coming in from the outside, you have to be spectacular. I mean, Apple has done a pretty good job, but even as a tech company, this great tech company, they've struggled. Certainly, Google has struggled. So this is a unique market with unique rules, unique strategies that have to be in play. You've got to embrace the regulations, and you need to be able to do it in a way that connects with the soul of the Chinese consumer. And certainly many U.S. businesses are doing some of that, but maybe not all of it to the level that you need to be able to really have a great, sustainable success.
Sounds like people really do need to do their homework. We'll have to leave it there. Eric Schiffer, tech entrepreneur, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.